What is up, y'all? And today the topic of discussion is actually the Golden State Warriors. So I've been talking about a lot of other teams recently, but the Warriors are a team that could be making real big moves this trade deadline, and I think we should talk about them. So obviously the big name out there is Jimmy Butler to the Warriors, and reportedly there's a 3-team trade framework that could send Jimmy Butler to Golden State, and this is per HP Basketball, and it says, one framework, two sources described as Golden State's hope involved Andrew Wiggins going out in the deal, either directly to Toronto or rerouted to Toronto from Miami for Brown, so it's Bruce Brown. If Wiggins does not sound like the significant piece Stein reported onto you, well, he's not, but he's a contract they could package with other things. And this makes sense. Obviously the Warriors are probably a little bit interested in Jimmy Butler because he's a big name, one of the best players in the league, still in my opinion, he's still one of the best players, and, he could get him some wins now, and they're struggling, and as I'm recording this, they're down 20 to the Suns. It's not looking good for the Warriors. And at first I thought it would just be a straight up trade with Miami, Wiggins, whatever piece you need to get for Jimmy Butler if the Warriors were to make that trade, but they're potentially bringing up a 3-team trade with Toronto, and I think they have a lot of cap space, so, they could be helpful for the trade process. I'm not really sure how that's going to work. And one thing I'll say as a Warriors fan, I'm not going to try to be biased here because, I'm a Warriors fan, so I'm obviously going to want the best for them, but I think if the Warriors can trade for Jimmy Butler without giving a lot of pieces, because I know the Miami Heat are actually annoyed with him and they just want to get him off their roster somehow. So if the Warriors can get him for a cheap amount, still some players that are good, but just not overpaying, then that makes sense for them. But if they're going to ask for a lot, I don't think it's worth it in my opinion. And actually this leads us into the next part, as NBA Central tweeted saying, the Golden State Warriors reportedly view Zach Lavine as a safer option than Jimmy Butler per Anthony V. Slater. And then Anthony says, Lavine is viewed by some within the organization as a safer option. At 29, he's 5.5 years younger and $6 million cheaper than Butler this season. And then he continues saying, though his contract extends longer and he's had some recent health concerns, there are risks all over the board. And basically saying the Warriors, they can have risks either way, but in my opinion, the Warriors need to make risks if they want to maximize Curry's potential. And if they don't maximize the potential, in my opinion, let Curry go to a team that can help him win. As a Warriors fan, I'm trying to be non-biased, but let Curry succeed somewhere else if you're not going to help him, because at this point, it's just annoying as a fan, I'm probably going to get comments wherever platform you're seeing this saying that I'm a fake Warriors fan and I don't, I'm not a real diehard fan, whatever you can say that, but I just really want Curry to succeed wherever he goes, and if the Warriors aren't going to trade for players to help him, I don't think it's here. That's just my opinion. But that leads us into this next thing, saying the Golden State Warriors have had significant discussions with the Chicago Bulls regarding Zach Lavine and Nikola Vucevic. So this is interesting. As a Warriors fan, like I said a billion times, this is very interesting. And the quote says, the Bulls and Warriors have held significant trade conversations through the weeks, sources said, with the focus on Lavine and Vucevic. And honestly, I like this idea more than Jimmy Butler. Just like the Warriors organization, I like getting both of these two guys in. Lavine, 29, he's having one of his best seasons. He's averaging 26 on 50, 40, I don't know, high 80s. That's elite player right there. I know he's on the Bulls, but still. And then Vucevic, I think, is averaging 20 and 10. That's pretty good, If the Warriors can get this for the same price as they would get for a Jimmy Butler, I'm all in for it. They're probably going to have to give up a first-round pick or two, Podziemski, Moody, whatever. If they can get these two players without giving up Kuminga and all their first-round picks, I'm all for this trade. But realistically, for the trade to work for Jimmy Butler or Vucevic and Lavine, they're going to have to give up Wiggins, GP2, Kevon Looney, Moody, Podziemski, whatever scraps you can find on the bench. But it'll probably be at least those frames of players for Lavine, Vucevic, or Jimmy Butler. And depending on how they sway the Warriors, it could be Kuminga. I hope they don't throw in Kuminga, but it's a possibility. You don't know what the Warriors front office has. They've thrown me some wild cards. I have no idea what they're thinking right now. But if they go with the Lavine and Vucevic route, I actually like that a lot. But with that being said, that's all I have to say. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about this information, this rumors. I think it's very good. But yeah, like the video, subscribe, comment, do all that juicy stuff, whatever. I don't really care. Just do it. But yeah, see you.